Mr. Ricky Gentry.
My name is Ricky Gentry. This is the second time I've been here. I have the same problem going down. There's no reason for it. Our roads and ground people, all the people that's letting us live out there, we pay our taxes. We ought to have a drive that is on gravel, not mostly dirt after it rains. If you don't believe me, next time it rains good, y'all come on up City Clinic Road and see what this man is doing for ours. If they ain't learned how to use it, they come in there, they graded it, boy, it looked good. Man come in and put some gravel down there, right through the center of it. 3 weeks later, they come in and push the gravel off to the side. There's no way for the water to go nowhere because it's all rolled up to the side. So the water runs right down through the center on one side or the other. Anybody that's ever did with it should know that you have to make a slight grade, at least have a small ditch on either side for the water to stay off of the road. But the man that takes care of it, they don't do that. Now, if it keeps on going like this, there's got to be something legally can be done about it that the county is going to be held responsible for. So I would appreciate it if you people would do something and see if you can't do nothing with this roads and ground, man, to do something with this road. I would appreciate it very much.
Mr. Dillon.
Sir. I don't think that's working, Mr. Mayor. My name's Don Bailey. I live on Hurricane Creek Road. I'm going to kind of echo what Mr. Gentry just said is, I think we have the longest unimproved road in Stewart County at 4.1 miles. A couple of days ago, they just went by, and guess what? They just went ahead and paved 6 miles of Leatherwood Road. They milled it, graded it, and put brand new road surface down. They've also done self road, so I'm not familiar with a lot of terms, but there's a term and it's called DBST, double bituminous surface treatment. What they basically do is they make the road a little bit harder, and they kind of put some smaller pebbles on it, and it stays hard. On Hurricane Creek Road, if you go down there right now, you'll see they did the same thing. They did the cutouts for the rainwater to wash by, and then they graded it and put all that gravel right back in, so there's no place for that water to wash by. Especially on the bridges, when they come down at the base of the bridge, water goes down to the base of the bridge, and guess what it does? It doesn't have a chance to go over that bridge, so it floods. So buses have a hard time. That's usually where we have nice little ditch culverts about this big. Thank God I've got a truck and a Honda CRV, plus a little bitty car that can't make it. So they grade the roads, they do a good job. I appreciate the road department getting out there fast, because they do Hurricane Creek Road pretty fast. But we need to work on that a little bit better. Stewart County is 408 miles of road, is what it says according to the Stewart County Road Department standing 5 December. 100 of those miles are gravel. 100 miles of gravel. I probably got the prettiest truck sitting out there, the Honda. It's the dirtiest. People say, why don't you wash it? Well, I live on 3 miles of dirt road. So it looks like that after I get done washing it. The past couple of weeks, I've had 3 flat tires in 4 days. And one of our local business men said, hey, that last one's on me, I'll fix it. I don't have to pay the money to have my tire fixed. I do 10-ply tires on all my vehicles except for my small car, because you just can't get them. And they get chewed up about every 2 years. I have to get new tires. I don't like coming to anybody unless I have a solution on how we can maybe knock some of the stuff down. A couple of years ago, I spoke to the road department, and it was the previous supervisor. There's a process that you can do, and it's called chemical chloride treatment. Basically, the same stuff we put in when it snows. If you apply a calcium chloride treatment to the roads, it knocks down the dust, it stabilizes the base, and we can go ahead and not have to resurface these or gravel these every single time. So what I like to do in this time is just I have these 2 things, one for application and one from a Peters Chemical Company. It's non-toxic to the animals and environment. It won't hurt your trees and bushes, at least that's what they say. But I'd like to see the county maybe take a 2-mile dirt road, try this on it, see if it works, and come back and say, hey, it works. It will save a lot of money in gravel, a lot of money in time, and a lot of money in equipment. So I've got these, and I've had these, Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind.
All right. No, go ahead.
In closing, the road department, Ronnie just talked to me and said, hey, Don, let people know on Hurricane Creek Road that they're going to pave the 2 hills that are on that road. Well, that's great, fine and dandy, but you know what? That just fixes, that's a trip in the bucket. I think if we could apply this DBST solution to the road surface, we'll probably save the county and his crew and me a lot of headaches, and maybe I can wash my car once to keep it clean for more than a week.
Thank I will get you all a copy of this conclusion. We'll pass it out. This time, we're going to have our call to order. Mr. Watkins, you mind leading us in prayer?
Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you blessed us with. Thank you for your grace and your mercy. Lord, we thank you for that we found those two missing youth that have been gone for a week, and we know their families have been desperate to find them. Lord, we ask that you be with the commission tonight. Let us do the county's business in the best way we know how. Lord, lead us and guide us and direct us throughout this meeting. Everybody's tempers be calm. Go with us throughout the meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council will have roll call.
Elijah Thomas.
Here.
Brian Tinker. Rick Joyner.
Here.
Randall Redmond.
Here.
Shane Hayes.
Here.
Eric Watkins. Here. Terry Fisher.
Here.
Vince Gray.
Here.
Marcy Pryor.
Here.
Melissa Fields. Bradley Jones.
Here.
Clint Mathis.
Here.
Mark George.
Here.
Alexis Taylor. Here. 12 present, 2 absent.
Thank you. Item number 5 on the agenda is approval of minutes for August 7th, 2023 regular session. Motion approved. Commissioner Joyner. Second, Commissioner Jones. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Number 6 will be the approval of quarterly reports. Those are all in your packet. You've had time to look at them. If you have any questions, we'll address them.
Motion to approve.
Second. Second by Commissioner Redmond. All in favor say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Number 7 is the approval of internal and external committees of Stewart County Commission as recommended by the nominating committee. Those, we can take a second if you would like, because the nominating committee recommended those on Thursday, and you might not have had time to see the full committee list. So if y'all want to take a brief second look at that, and if you have any questions or concerns, we'll address those. There weren't a lot of changes. There were a few small ones, but well, what I tried to do was get equal appointments. So we went down. Some of you, there's a couple. I believe Mr. Mathis, Mr. Cates have 7. The majority of the rest have 6, and the least amount is 5. So it'll spread out as much as I can spread it out. And I'll entertain a motion when anybody is ready.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mathis, second by Cryer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number 8 is the approval of the 2023 Agricultural Extension Committee. Those are your members. They haven't changed since you got your packet, but those do come separate from the committee. The committee as we just approved, so we will need an approval on those also.
Motion to approve, sir.
Motion by Watkins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Redmond. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? 9 is the approval for the terms of library board members. These are termed positions. Their terms are listed out beside, their expirations are listed out beside those. Give you a second to look at those, and we'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Dorsch,
Second.
second by Mr. Jones. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Item number 10 is the approval of budget amendments. I'll pass that to the chairman.
The budget committee approved all the county generals and school and special revenues. There is one new employee, and if there's any questions on that, Ms. Heather's got a good skill for it.
Spiel.
And hearing Hearing none, I motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Deutsch,
Second.
second by Commissioner Joyner. You got one of those. And we will ask for a, we didn't go roll call on that, did we? We did? I didn't mark it down, I'm sorry. And what, I did? Oh, yeah, I did, sorry. Okay, so we'll ask for a roll call vote on this.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yes.
Alexis Taylor,
Yes.
Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Joyner,
Yes.
Randall Redmond,
Yes.
Shane Hates,
Yes.
Eric Watkins,
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh,
Yes.
Vince Gray,
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 11 on tonight's agenda is the approval of notaries. We have one new, and the other three are renewals. We'll entertain a motion for that.
Motion approved.
Commissioner Jones. Second by Commissioner Joyner. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Item number 12 on tonight's agenda is Miss Angie Smith. She is our chamber director, and she has been a busy young lady.
Well, thank you all for the opportunity to come speak with you. I'm here simply tonight just to update you on some of the things that we've been working on for tourism for the county, and wanted to direct you to the signage over here. The first sign is the new Visit Stewart County logo. And that logo is separate from the city, the county, and the chamber, but it's strictly for us to market the county for visitors. Now, the next two panels that you see are reproductions of full-page ads. These two ads will run throughout a year's time in 6 issues of Southern lifestyles and tourism, or travel, excuse me. And then also the ad that you see here with all the pictures in it, that ad will run on the inside cover of the November-December issue of Blue Ridge Country magazine. So we're hoping to, when people start planning in November and December for next year when they're making out those vacation calendars, we're hoping that that'll help put us in the forefront. The State Tourism Commission is telling us that more and more people are looking for places like Stewart County, looking to get away from the city, wanting to come back and enjoy the waterways, enjoy nature. And this is our chance to grab those visitors. And you may say, well, we don't want a lot of visitors here, but the nice thing about visitors is we don't have to build roads for them. We don't have to provide schools for them. They come, they leave their money, they go. And, you know, Mike Ezel, who's the Commissioner of Tourism, he says his catchphrase is tourism is real money. And it is. And it's money that we don't have to cater to those people. We have them come. It's kind of like, you know, people say about their grandchildren. It's so nice because they come, we get to visit with them, and then they go home. And so that is definitely the direction we want to go. We're also looking at putting in some other ads in American Road, which is another big magazine for people who like to travel. And we are told by the publicizer that 35% of the people that get their magazine do make some plan from something based in the magazine that was shown. So we're excited about that and the opportunities that that will bring to the county. Now, the brochures that you see around the table, as well as the rack card that document us as historically wild. We had a company come in and help us with that. He spent 2 days here in Stewart County. He loved it. And he said that's what grabbed him, is that we had history, we had so much wildlife. And so he kind of tag phrased us as historically wild. And those brochures are in our visitor center. They're welcome to your businesses if you'd like them. We've also mailed out 2,400 of those to the 16 state of Tennessee welcome centers. And we're working on getting a list for Kentucky and surrounding states, since we touch so many here in Stewart County and the state of Tennessee, to get the word out and to show people how beautiful our county is and what we have to offer. Now, also, we are working, there's a picture on your table, and it looks, excuse me, I'm throwing paper everywhere. It looks like this. That is the new colored county map that'll be ready hopefully by the end of the year. And inside that, you'll see that there's another page that the chamber went ahead and put an ad in there for all our county offices so that they're easily accessible. So when a visitor comes, that they have all the information. If a newcomer comes, they know where to go. And you would be surprised how many local people appreciate the map. It comes in handy if your phone may not pick up when you get a little too far out. And so we're excited to have a color edition of that, and that should be here by the end of the year. And the colored picture of the surrender house that we have here, provided by Miss Kathy Taylor. We're excited. This is the first time since 1986 that we'll have a Christmas ornament documenting something in the town. And this is going to be the first of the series, and we'll go to all our historic and attractions and go through those each year, and we'll have those available probably by the end of the month here at the Visitor Center. So we're excited about that. We're excited about our little shopping bags that we got in Rebel colors. And we're going to continue to try and do these things with the grant funds and the matching funds that the Chamber is putting forth to go with that. Now, also, we have a grant proposed at this time that we're waiting to hear back on that will allow us to have a separate Visit Stewart County website. And this website would involve professional photography, video, and attract visitors when they pull up, that they don't just see the chamber side or the county side or the city side, but they'll actually see what they could do that'll connect with all our attractions, with LBL side, with the county side, with the chamber side, with Fort Donaldson. And so we're excited about that, and we should hear about that grant by the end of the year. That grant also includes directional and welcome signage. And you've all been to towns when you go visit that have these nice wooden signs that look so quaint, and that just looks like Stewart County. And that way we could have those here, so when people come to town, they'll know where to go and what direction to lead them, and it's just very welcoming. And then last but not least, I provided you, these are not my numbers, these come from the state of Tennessee, and these are our tourism statistics. And right now, we are showing that most of our visitor spending comes in accommodations for lodging, which is surprising since we kind of lost some of that, but we're adding Airbnb to that list. And then you'll see transportation comes in next. And we want to increase our retail and recreation numbers. And we want them to do more than just drive through here and stay the night to get to where they're going. We want them to stay, to eat, to spend money at our shops. And by doing that, even though we saw a 12% increase from 2021 and 2022, we still want to increase that and get to where we're not number 86 out of 95 counties for visitor spending. And in saying that, if you'll look at the left-hand column, the tax dollars that tourism is bringing in is saving each household currently $98 in real estate taxes. And we want that number to continually move up. It makes all our jobs easier. And so, with that being said, I thank you for your time and letting me just kind of update you on some of the things that we have going on. They also coined the phrase that tourism is burden-free additional tax revenue. Again, we don't have to house them, we don't have to, provide them schools or buses or any of that. And we appreciate the lodging tax, excuse me, that the commission shares with the chamber to do these things in tourism, because lodging tax is the fertilizer, that grows tourism. And without that growth, then we're continuing to pay more in taxes for our community. And we want to put, not that burden, but we want to put that fund on our visitors and send them on home. So, but I appreciate it so much. We thank you for the opportunity to come update you. And I'm always open to questions. Y'all call me anytime.
Item number 13 on tonight's agenda is a resolution to authorize an energy efficient schools initiative loan agreement. That was in your packet earlier. The school system is here if there are any questions. We can get them if we need to.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Commissioner Dortch. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Redmond. We will have roll call vote, please.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yes.
Alexis Taylor, Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Joyner,
Yes.
Randall Redmond,
Yes.
Shane Cates, Eric Watkins,
Yes.
Terry Pitchu,
Yes.
Vince Gray,
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Abstain.
Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Item number 14 is the acknowledgement of the memorandum of agreement between Stewart County government, Stewart County school systems on the EESI loan. That's just us acknowledging that they're paying for it. Motion by Commissioner Joyner.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Watkins. We will also do a roll call.
Clint Mathis. Yes. Mark Dorch.
Yes.
Alexis Taylor. Yes. Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Joyner, Randall Redmond,
Yes.
Shane Cates,
Yes.
Eric Watkins,
Yes.
Terry Pitchu,
Yes.
Vince Gray,
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Abstain.
Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Item number 15 on your in your agenda is the resolution authorizing the retirement of Police K-9 Officer Rico and the transfer of ownership. That was also in your packet. If you have any questions, the sheriff's here. If you don't, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Thomas. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number 16 is a resolution revising the cash match for the Multimodal Access Grant by Stewart County. To give you a brief history, you guys passed this resolution with the previous administrator. What you guys approved, the match portion of that was very convoluted. It was, I think some of, myself included, went back to the city of Dover and making sure they were going to pay the half of the match, and that was not the agreement. So I asked Ms. Heather, and I got with Charles, and we all thought it was best to bring it right back in front of you so you know exactly what you're approving. This packet, the contract's in here, and the cash match is going to be just a little shy of $26,000. The agreement that the previous administrator made with the city of Dover was the county would pay the 5% cash match, and they would take on the maintenance of this sidewalk for the lifetime of the sidewalk. So I just want to make sure it was clear, and we decided to go this route, pull another resolution. Motion by Commissioner Dortch.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Jones. Have a roll call vote on that too, Ms. Natalie.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yes.
Alexis Taylor, Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Joyner,
Yes.
Randall Redmond,
Yes.
Shane Cates,
Yes.
Eric Watkins, Pitchu,
Yes.
Vince Gray,
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 17 is a resolution to adopt Tennessee Code annotated 5510-207 related to electronic traffic citation fees. If you have any questions, again, the sheriff's here. I spoke with Miss Lucy on this, and this resolution mimics Montgomery County's. And and several others. So if you have any questions, we can bring them up, and if not, I'll entertain a motion. Also, yeah, Mr. Eaton's here too, if you have any questions for his office. Motion approved. Motion from Commissioner Watkins.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cates. Roll call, please, Ms. Natalie.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yes.
Alexis Taylor,
Yes.
Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Joyner, Randall Redmond,
Yes.
Shane Cates,
Yes.
Eric Watkins,
Yes.
Terry Pitchu,
Yes.
Vince Gray,
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Number 18 is the resolution to approve the acquisition of the property known as the ballfield and to enter into a maintenance agreement. Yes, I've talked to a lot of you this week, and we have already done this. Our legal counsel asked if we could roll this all into one, so 10, 20 years down the road, when they come back and read this, they don't have to read 5 different contracts. And I obliged, I thought that was super smart. We're entering all this into one agreement, and we're just voting on it as a resolution.
Motion approved. Second.
Commissioner Crowder, Commissioner Deutsch. We'll take a roll call on that as well.
Quick,
Oh, yes.
when I looked over all that, and I started seeing the video there, ballpark, and the names, signatures, no problem.
Good. So at this time, we'll have a roll call vote.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yes.
Alexis Taylor,
Yes.
Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Joyner,
Yes.
Randall Redmond,
Yes.
Shane Cates,
Yes.
Eric Watkins,
Yes.
Terry Pitchu,
Yes.
Vince Gray,
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Item number 19 on tonight's agenda is a resolution to approve the grant 47.9 acres in the Stewart-Houston Industrial Park to the Industrial Development Board of Stewart County. Briefly, I'll go over this. I've had some questions from some of you, and I've tried to answer them the best I could. The Industrial Development Board has a company, True Local Beef, wanting to come in to Cumberland City. History has stated that, or has showed that the shipboard has made the recommendation for us to hand that land over to them. They have a grant that's approximately $10 million, maximum of $10 million. It's a maximum of $10 million. And if they do not come under contract with the Industrial Development Board, they cannot apply for that grant. This is going a little bit premature from what we have done historically. However, this is a necessity right now because that's $10 million laying out there that they can get. They still have to go through the Industrial Board. Charles drew up this resolution with a couple of amendments to it. And one of them is a contingency that if the Industrial Development Board does not come into contract, if they vote it down there, and you know that's out of our control. If they do not come into contract within 12 months, it returns back to Stewart and Houston County. It returns back to us. And that's a pretty safe contingency of all of us. He also has a contingency in there that until the Industrial Board votes either to let the company come in or votes away from letting them come in, that lot cannot be, they have to come under contract with True Local Beef. They can't just put anybody they want in there. It has to come back before us before they would be able to get rid of that lot. This does have a year expiration on it. I firmly believe it'll happen one way or the other, way before the year. But we don't meet again until December. We could have kicked this can down the road and had a special call meeting here in 3 or 4 weeks. But I'm asking you tonight to go ahead and grant him that property. If you have any questions, Charles and I do the best we can at it. But that contingency covers us. I mean, if they, yes, sir.
I've read, what about Cumberland City have issue? I know they have issue with widening. What's the deal on that?
That has went through Cumberland City. That vote was that vote never was cast. It was dead on the floor. They had one motion to bring it to the floor, and it died for lack of second. So what that motion was to not allow any packaging plant to come back in. They voted in 2020 to let a packaging plant come in. They were trying to vote to get it out. That did not succeed. So they have the right by statute to go back and bring this up again. They have that right. I don't know if they will. To me, it was overwhelming. They didn't get a second vote even to vote on it. I think the people of Cumberland City spoke out, and I think that's what happened there. But it's still got a lot of hurdles. It's still got to go through the full industrial board. It still has a ton of work. All we do as a county is saying, we're giving you this piece of property to negotiate with. That's pretty much all the leverage we have at this time. And we would like to go ahead and give it to the industrial park. In the future, I would love to see you guys give them all that property. And I know Mr. Parks would too. It's just a liability down there. We're not going to get it back. So, but that's neither here nor there. So if you have any more questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Number 20 is the approval agreement for the Stewart County Community Medical Center exterior improvement project and the contract for engineering services. Ms. Karen Anderson is here if you have any questions about those services.
I do.
Okay. Let me get her up. Mr. Evans, Ms. Anderson, would you step up?
I ain't gonna be.
Okay.
I looked over all this and, seems like it's overkill on, what they're wanting to do here versus what all they expect the county to do or the government to do, but, putting a exterior improvement on that thing, and, it just seemed like it's a lot of red tape, what I'm asking about.
Well, the federal government is 100% funding this, so there's no county money going into this. And so, I don't know how many of you drive by there, but it's an eyesore. It's old, it's molded, and we need some exterior renovations. We did the interior a couple of years ago, and if you walk in, people are amazed because the inside looks nothing like the outside. And so we need a new roof, we need new siding, we need some new flooring in the dental. Because when we did the interior renovations, we left off dental because it was the last addition. But now that we have this money, we want to go ahead and get dental updated to look like the rest of the building. So there is no county money that will be used for these renovations.
Like,
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. This time I'll entertain a motion to approve.
some of,
Commissioner Redmond.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Jones. We will take a roll call vote on this also.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yes.
Alexis Taylor,
Yes.
Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Joyner,
Yes.
Randall Redmond,
yes.
Shane Cates,
Yes.
Eric Watkins,
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh,
Yes.
Vince Gray,
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. And we will follow that up with item number 21 on the agenda, and that's the approval of the agreement for Stewart County Community Medical Center Entrance Academy construction contract.
Approved.
Motion by Commissioner Joyner,
Second.
second by Commissioner Dortch. I would ask for a roll call. Is there any discussion on that? Okay. I'd ask for a roll call vote.
Clint Mathis,
Yes.
Mark Dorch,
Yes.
Alexis Taylor, Elijah Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Joyner,
Yes.
Randall Redmond,
Yes.
Shane Cates,
Yes.
Eric Watkins,
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh,
Yes.
Vince Gray,
Yes.
Archie Cryer,
Yes.
Bradley Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 22 is surplus property. You've all had time to look at that, and if you have any questions or you would like to pull anything out, we can do that.
Motion approved.
Motion by Commissioner Watkins.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mathis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, guys, I know this has been a long meeting, but we're gonna in new business tonight, Miss Elaine Jackson with Friends of the LDL wanted to speak. She was in meetings late and she drives forever, so she wasn't 100% sure she could get here. So I asked her if she would be okay talking and speaking to you in new business. And so she made it here tonight. She would like a few minutes of your time.
First of all, how convenient is it that I'm following Miss Angie talking about tourism? And I appreciate Mayor Beecham allowing me to be here today. And I have with me just a couple of things to give to you all. There's a newsletter that tells you a little bit about what's going on in LBL. There's also a very important envelope on the inside that is going to give you a VIP pass to go to all of the facilities with your family. And the reason that it's important that you have this is how else are you going to be able to promote not only Land Between the Lakes but Stewart County unless you actually have an opportunity to visit that particular area. Also inside of your packet is a map of Land Between the Lakes for you to take a look at, and see what all is available through Land Between the Lakes. I used to think it was just a road that took me to a 2-inch pork chop at Patty's, but it is much more than that. And I have to say that now because I have Ski here with me, who is one of the trustees. And we just got out of a trustee meeting, and I will end by saying I have a new respect for Mayor Beecham and my previous boss, Mr. Mike Craig, for working with boards. I know every one of you here, and I know that you all treat your mayor, and I know the school board, and they treat the director of schools on most occasions very well. So I do appreciate your support for them and all of your support with the tourism, and especially for LBL. If y'all have any questions for me, my business card is inside that envelope as well. Please feel free to come to LBL anytime you like.
Thank you, Ms. Lane. Okay, I'm going to go over a couple of things that might be new. Animal control, we met with the Animal Control Committee. We didn't have a forum, but you guys asked for me to come up, to get with the animal groups and come up with a plan. We do have a plan for them now. And the short story of it is they are going to take the money, $36,000 that we had allocated, and they're going to divide it out by animals. So they will be presenting their director an application, you might say, and what it will just say is we want to make sure that it's a Stewart County animal. I'm a dog lover, but I like money too, and I don't want to pay taxes from other counties, and we made that very clear to them, and for the most part they agreed. So we will make sure that it's a Stewart County animal. Whichever facility that animal goes to, they will submit that application back to Ms. Jeannie Frederick, and she will present it as an invoice to our office, and then Ms. Heather's group will be assigning POs, and we will pay those out. That fee came to $200 per animal. Most of you know that that's not going to feed one for very long, but that's what we can do as a county. There was some in the meeting, that wanted more, and I understand that. We're always going to have that. But I think what you guys did when you allocated the most money ever in the history of this county for animals was tremendous. And it will make a difference. I really believe it will make a difference. There was some that had differences of opinions in the group, but they all left out of here in accord. I mean, they knew that this was what they could do, and this was the best route for them right now going forward. So that's the plan we came up with. They will not be able to write checks yet. They will be backdating all the way back to July 1st when this program gets started. So if they can produce an application where they picked up a dog, or someone like the sheriff's office brought them a dog that was from here, or any of that matter, we will go back and pay that $200 going back to July 1st. I spoke with Ms. Frederick tonight, and so far there's only 2 applications been turned in, so it's not looking like we're going to have a whole lot of those. But if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer what I can. Commissioner Thomas worked a lot on this, along with Miss Susan Bauman and all the animal groups. They did. So if you have any questions, we can answer them. You've already allocated the money. I just wanted to let you know what the plan was, and keep you guys informed in case a citizen was to call you or some of those. So the last thing I'm going to have, well, one of the last things I'm going to have for you tonight, the state of Tennessee, they wanted us to, each county to name a ethics control person. And they had sent out an email to myself, and I think Ms. Heather was on it. And it simply stated that they recommended that either myself or our legal counsel do the ethics control across the county. Well, as some of you might have noticed, there's no commissioners or elected officials on our ethics committee because I believe that's a conflict in itself. So I removed all commissioners. With that being said, I would not want to do the ethics control myself because my belief is as elected officials, we're all under the same eye, and I'm not going to be making that decision. So I passed the ball to Charles Parks, who almost immediately said no, but he did say, I'll study it. So he did study it, and he spoke with the state, and the state replied back to Charles and said, hey guys, y'all already have an ethics committee. Mainly this control person is for counties that don't have ethics committees. So it would be their recommendation now to elect whoever the elected chairperson is, be the county control person. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's more or less a contract for the state to pass complaints that they get from the state level back to the county.
So with that being said, the ethics committee will meet. They don't have an appointed chairman right now, so I will call that meeting. And then when they place their officers, that chairman for the next 12 months will be our county control member. And it's just like Charles said, I think it's just a control point for contacts, really. So, but we do want to make sure that we handled that the right way, and they got to do them. So, grants are coming in like crazy. So there's a lot of them. If you, there's days that I don't know how the girls at the office answer the phones because they're busy working on grants on top of grants on top of grants. Now that's a great thing. As you guys seen tonight, I have went and spoke with Miss Heather and a lot of the elected officials, and we need that IT person. And I thank each one of you for giving us that IT person. Whoever that IT person is going to have to be a sharp cookie because we're behind, are we not? So we will go and we will look for that to fill that position. But the reason I say that is myself, I mean, you guys included, we went after some big grants so far. We've got big grants so far. We're going to attack a couple of huge grants here in the next year or so. We brought USDA in on that. The Sheriff's Department, I can't see them ever getting as many grants as they got right now. Every day I look up and there's another one on my email. So I only say that because that's what these girls are doing. They are wearing these things out. And that's the reason why I can't call Michelle in there to fix my computer problems, because the Lord knows I have a lot of them. So I'm not an IT guy, but we were smart enough to find the money to do that without asking for any brand new money coming out. So thank you for that. And I'll entertain any questions or comments or anything you guys might have. Yes, sir.
Not on that topic. I just want to thank all the staff of the mayor's office. There's 119 pages here. All this, we vote yes on this stuff, on these things. It's all because of the information we get and get studied before we get here. You know, we don't still come there and say yes on everything. You know, it's all important, all of us. And I just want to thank all the staff and the mayor.
They do a good job. Miss Margie had at least one white oak today on her card. Yeah, it was a lot. It was the most I've ever seen.
I just want to say this.
Keep writing them grants.
Well, I've had to ask for permission over there, a couple of them. She either nods or she doesn't say anything, and I just leave.
Hey, I'd like to bring something I'd like to ask the commission to see what they think. I thought about this a lot. I'd like to try to start doing some kind of workshop for commissions, like maybe 4 times a year, in between our regular meetings, just to come up with new ideas and collaborate to be able to bring new ideas to the full commission when things come up. Myself, I think it'd be a good idea just to be able to move forward a little bit faster, move on things that need to be done. And just brand new ideas, you know, just show, have the community know that we're working on. I sure kind of want to
There's
discuss.
a lot of counties going to it. I think Houston County has six a year.
Yeah.
Montgomery County, I believe, they're, and these workshops is just, there can't be any voting or anything, as most of you know, but if we would get together in a setting, something like this, and talk about what's going on in your districts, and talk about any issues that'll come up before us, or, you know, one of the things I want to attack in the next year is infrastructure, water, sewer infrastructure, things of that nature. Once we get our Parks and Recs grants going full steam, I want to attack that side of the infrastructure. And it's going to take, we do have a new infrastructure committee, if you looked on your committee list, that they will be attacking and bringing recommendations to you, but it would be a lot better to have the whole board, you know. And, you know, we could, there's, counties do it all different ways. You can go, you can stay in your county and have them. State statute says you can go out of your county and have them. So I feel like Mayor Joyner would treat us all at Paris Landing one night if we wanted to have one of those.
What a great guy.
I hope that.
Bradley, I think it's a great idea. I think it's something let's talk about in the next few weeks, and we'll.
Lou, if you would, sort of elaborate a little bit. I talked to you about maybe getting a dare program, or implement a dare program in our schools and teach kids what to look for. That fentanyl is so dangerous, and they claim there's another drug out there now. And I talked to Mr. Pegg, and I was wondering about maybe implementing some kind of drug awareness program in our schools. And, you know, you talked about the opioid money, but can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. We instituted, you guys just voted in the opioid abatement committee, and they will be spinning ideas back and forth to you guys on what we can do with this money. The large amount this year is 87,000-ish, and then there was a couple of smaller payments from individual companies that were made, so that put us up around the 105 mark. And so next year it will go down slightly. It'll go down to around 80,000. I think that's what it was, right around there. And we'll have some more of those smaller monies coming in. After next year, what we're being told right now is the large amounts of monies are done, the 80,000. But there's still going to be several smaller payments coming in, and we want to keep that going as much as we can. The DARE program was instituted a long time ago by Ms. Kim Wallace, I believe, is who started the DARE program here. I called Ms. Wallace and specifically asked her to be on this opioid abatement committee because I had spoken with Mr. Fitzhugh, and that opioid abatement money can go directly to something like a DARE program. And then we probably won't hit it dead on because the drugs have changed throughout the years. You know, when I was an officer, I would have never been looking for a synthetic drug that if you get on your skin, you'll feel a burn and you'll be sick in 30 minutes. You know, that wasn't there, but that's here now. That's what we're faced with. So he's right. I think we need to attack them at all ages, but the younger ages. Terry walked in my office the other day and wiped something off my desk. I think it was probably dust, but he said, you know how many people walk in and do that? And nowadays that can get you killed. So we want to attack that. That opioid abatement money can be used for that. I think it's a great cause. But I will let them bring that back in a committee form. We are going to meet on that fairly quickly, and they'll be able to bring you back some recommendations from the committee-wise, and then you guys can talk about it amongst yourselves. But I really think it's a great idea. So, have any more questions or concerns? Do we have a second? All in favor say aye.
All right.
Motion adjourned.